All right, the Fates Day night baseball lineup is all set. What do you think?
Why why is Segusa at second base?
What do you mean? Do you think she should be pitching?
No, that's not the problem at all. It's just
No. I don't need to take this from you. You're just me with a voice filter on. You get out of here. I gotta start this episode. Criticizing my lineup. February 11th, night 12. Moonlight 2, I guess. Limited Blade works. Let's go. We're on a high. No, and right into an interlude. The stone room is illuminated by the morning sun. The light coming in from the ceiling pushes back the darkness. Every entrance and every window is sealed off, but even that cannot block out the sunlight. Even the place that should be covered in darkness benefits from the break of dawn. Ooh. Oh, wait, who was that? Entrances and windows are ordinarily used to let things enter and leave. The cracks cannot be covered, and besides, if it is entirely closed off, it cannot fulfill its duty to be used as a passage. If one wants to completely shut out the light, there should not be any entrances. If one prefers darkness, one should go to an underground place without a way to return. In that regard, this underground temple is not perfect. Light exposes all secrets without reservation. The hidden temple was easily discovered, and its master was easily eliminated as well. What? There are traces of blood on the floor. The original owner of this temple was killed by an intruder. Woo! The supervisor of the Holy Grail War, Kodamine Kirei, was removed from the stage by Castor's hand. Whoa, wait. That battle happened a few hours ago. The underground regained its silence. The new master of the church is standing in the darkness, but the winner scorns herself. Castor glares at the darkness with an irritated look. First of all, this temple is unpleasant. Neither the sanctuary nor the secret sanctuary hidden beneath it suits her tastes. The intruding light is unpleasant, and the priest she killed was unpleasant as well. Well, I don't disagree with that. And most importantly, the crucial objective has not been accomplished yet. She is shocked at how poorly things are going, and she even considers reducing this whole place to ashes. I'm getting uncomfortable. Fortunately, she refrains from such violence. It is not because she regained her composure, nor is it because of respect towards the church. She pressed her emotion only because of this sound. Faint, periodic sounds. A woman's painful voice is like fine music to her. She forgets her troubles and enjoys the spectacle. The groaning sounds of pain come from a girl. The weak murmur contains heated arousal. The groans would inspire either compassion or sadistic pleasure in those who may hear them. It does not need to be said that she falls under the latter category. Sweat drips down her forehead. Oh my god. Just watching the beautiful lips gasping in shame seems to bring heat to this cold room.
大したものねセイバー。レイジの縛りを一晩中拒み続けるなんて私たちでは考えられないわ。
She talks with delight. Oh god. At the back of the temple, the girl hangs, only able to moan. As long as she opposes the command spell, free will does not exist for Saber. Worse still, a magic so strong that it is visible tortures Saber's body. The command spell presses her from the inside, and Caster's magic tortures her from the outside. The torture is more unbearable than having her body wounded. Saber's reasoning has already been melted away. Only the last remnants of her pride hold her back. Neither the command spell nor Caster's magic can take away that deep root. Therefore, the torture continues forever. Caster watches the process, how the girl desperately tries to hold her ground. It was Caster that dressed her in that white costume. Man, when I said she was obsessed with her, I could not imagine how right I was. It is not arousing with her armor, and most of all, the armor does not suit her. If she is an untainted virgin, she should be in pure white dress when she falls.
けなげなこと。いくらあなたの意志が拒み続けても、サーバントとして作られたその体は別よ。レイジュが少しずつ侵食しているのがわかるでしょ。あなたはあと一日も経たずに私のものになる。ならもう降参して素直になった方が楽じゃなくて？
She's one for the theatrics. That's... Voice protests painfully. Even though her reasoning is melted, Saber does not yield to Caster. As Caster says, she will endure this torture until the command spell fully controls her body.
強情ね、セイバー。ええ、けど許してあげる。私、あなたみたいな娘は好きよ。金の髪も小さな体も少年のような凛々しさも可愛いわ。それに裏切るぐらいなら死を選ぶ一途さも愛らしい。ほんと踏みつぶしてあげたいぐらい。
She looks at the girl with eyes filled with joy and hatred. If Caster puts her mind to it, she could get Saber to surrender in an instant. Saber's freedom is lost from fighting one command spell. Then the result is obvious. Caster uses a second command spell. Saber will become Caster's without the need for such torture. But she will not do such an inelegant thing. Caster should take time training her, since she is a lovely toy. For Caster, Saber is a tool with first-class appearance and ability. It is natural for her to savor this rare jewel.
そうね。レイジュで体を支配するなんて退屈ですもの。あなたには自分から私のサーバントになってもらいましょう。ええ。体ではなく、先に心を壊してあげる。
Caster glares with bewitching eyes at the girl in the white dress. She almost forgets about the Holy Grail. She thinks about Saber's white skin and imagines transforming her into a slave that only seeks pleasure. Jesus Christ. She will make the girl into a tainted slave to her lusts. She will not do something crude like taking her virginity. She is a virgin. Then she should make her into a virgin that drowns in pleasure. A girl's whose body will never be satisfied, greedily seeking pleasure. Then she imagines it and smiles.
そこで何をしている、キャスター。
Castor, what the fuck is this? An unemotional voice suddenly calls her from behind. She turns around immediately. Above the temple, someone slowly comes down the stairs that leads outside. A tall, lean figure appears from the darkness. There is no sound of footsteps, nor is there any presence to be felt. The man comes down to the temple and shows no emotion, and even after seeing the blood on the ground and the girl,
宗一郎様。
Castor changes her attitude right away. Her expression changes from one filled with joy and irritation to that of a tense servant.
なぜここに？あなたには竜道寺にいるようお願いしたはずですが。
質問は私が先だ、キャスター。ここで何をしていると聞いたのだが。
The man, Kazuki Soichiro, does not change the tone of his voice. A flat voice is more terrifying than any threat. A voice without emotion is like a mirror. A guilty conscience. The voice is more fearful to those with greater guilt. One is questioned not by Kazuki, but by one's own mind. Castor holds her hands on her chest and reports to Kazuki. He is not one that can be fooled. No, she cannot bear to tell a lie to this person.
昨日マスターの一人であるエミヤシローからサーバントを奪いました。エミヤシローは逃しましたが、すでにマスターではありま
Well,
せ
he's
ん。
not, so I've
賢明な人間ならば
I regret to
私たち
inform
に
you.
歯向かうことはないでしょう。
そうか。だがそんな
What
指
is
示を
your
下し
game
て
in
はい
all
ない
this, dude?
私の独断です、マスター。その後、聖杯の器を手に入れるために教会を襲いました。聖杯の管理役である神父は仕留めましたが、聖杯の行方は不明です。
そちらも独断か。帰還しなかったのは聖杯が見つからなかったからだな。うん。確かにせっかく手に入れた場所だ。肝心のものを手に入れないまま留守にしては意味がない。
I wonder if Lancer's still around then. Kazuki's words are not criticizing her, but Castor can only be ashamed of herself. She killed the priest who knew where the Holy Grail was, but she still does not have the Holy Grail. Furthermore, she has revealed her own action, which should have been hidden from him. What else can she call it but a total failure?
状況は分かった。理由を説明できるか、キャスター。
申し訳ありません。ですがこれも全てマスターのため。私の目的はあなたを勝利させることだけです。理由などそれ以外にはありません。
A long silence. After hearing Castor's declaration, Kazuki Soichiro murmurs, I see.
ではここから離れるわけにはいかんな。留守中、他のマスターに聖杯を見つけられては、お前の苦労も無駄になる。
ではマスター。
納得のいくまで調べるがいい。それまでは私もここに残ろう。お前一人では戦いに向かん。セーバーが手駒になるまで護衛は必要だろう。
いえ、それには及びません。マスターに力を借りずとも手駒はありますし、聖杯の探索とてどれほどかかるか。それにここは危険です。竜道寺に戻られた方が あなたの身は安全です。
正論だ。だがそれでは私の目的が果たせなくなる。
Those words are unexpected, even for Castor. What kind of objective does this man have, who has no interest even in the Holy Grail, which can grant any wish?
宗一郎様、それは。
急げよ。なければないでいい。成果は問わん。結果だけを出すがいい。
With that, Kazuki goes back up the stairs. Castor watches him go in blank amazement. The dark room is still silent. The footsteps going up the stairs still cannot be heard. Interlude out. I open my eyes. My eyes are not the only thing that wake up, as my sleeping mind wakes up as well.
傷は問題ないな。
I check the wound on my left shoulder. It still hurts, but there's no intense pain like last night. The heat in my body has gone away somewhat. It shouldn't be a problem for me to move around. Did he heal? Should he have been able to do that? Am I forgetting? I eat breakfast and satisfy my hunger. Food comes before anything else. My body won't move unless it gets nutrition it needs. I reapply the bandage. The wound has turned dark blue. Oh. It hasn't healed up. I can see fresh red meat.
当然だ。
Okay.
今セイバーはいないんだから。
I disinfect it, put gauze over it, and wrap bandages around it. It's a primitive first aid treatment to wrap and constrict the wound, but I have to do this so it won't get any worse.
よし、これで終わり。あとは武器がいるな。
It's cloudy today. Must be really cold as there is frost on the grass outside. But that's meaningless to me. Feel no cold. My body's burning and I want to pour ice water over myself. But this is much better than the condition I was in last night. The only thing I can find are wooden swords. I choose the one that looks like it is the best and put it in my shinai bag. Slap my cheeks. I don't know if it's to encourage myself or to reassure myself that I won't be coming back here. Honestly, don't know why I did that. I carry the shinai bag over my right shoulder and head outside. Place I've lived at for so long. The shed was like my own room, but I don't turn to look at it. Well, even though I've decided to fight, there are many problems. I have to determine clearly what I should do first. Or I'll probably end up not getting anything done. There are two courses of action. So our options are to meet up with Tosaka or go to the church for advice. Now, I don't know what kind of reception we'll get from Rin, but the church I wouldn't pick the church if Konamine was still there. Now it's even worse there. It's it's all meta, but that's an insane decision to make. I'm almost compelled to pick it just cause it's clearly the least rational choice, but I can't. Meet up with Tosaka. I'll go find Tosaka. She told me to forfeit. If I'm going to ignore her advice and fight, I have to make her realize that I'm not going to give up and that we're still cooperating. And I can't let her fight by herself. I owe her big time. I can't forfeit until I repay her for that.
しかもあいつ、ここ一番で失敗するし、危なっかしくて一人になってさせておけない。
Real nice. I adjust the Shinai bag on my shoulder. I know I won't be of much help and that she will object, but I can't obtain peace of mind until I see Tosaka's face. It's just a what if. But if she gets injured away from me, I can't even be there to help her. I sit down on a bench and rest my burning body. It's past noon. Searched all around Shinto, but I haven't found anything.
くそ簡単にはいかないと思ったけどここまで無反応なんて
I knew from the start that I had no way to find Tosaka. I let my luck take over and searched through the town, but I couldn't find her, nor any trace of her.
他のマスターも出てこない令状がない以上ちょっかい出す必要もないってことか
I sigh and lay back. I'm making no progress like this. Tosaka hasn't left any trace, and my last resort of using myself as bait to lure out the other masters is failing so far. Get a bit uneasy. I might not be able to find Tosaka. I might not be able to save Saber. They might already be in a terrible situation by the time I find them.
まだ昼だそう簡単に行くもんか
I get back up. I ignore the renewed throbbing in my shoulder and leave the park. I'll search one more time. I'm sure that she's in Shinto. It's just like last night. I don't know why, but I can feel that he is around here. It's not something ambiguous like a premonition. This is a certain knowledge, like a conviction. More interludes. And now that Mia's pretty much... Oh, what the... When did I figure out what the dream was? A desert as far as I can see. The numerous swords stuck in the ground do not have a wielder. The sky is stormy, and there is no forest, town, or sea within my sight. A hill of blades stretching to infinity. A graveyard of steel without any wielder or bearer. I knew from the start that this is the scenery inside that hero's mind. What the... Oh... After many sequences of events, one who became a heroic spirit ends up in that place. There are those who left the world loved by people, and there are those who left the world praised as noble kings. There are those who died wanting to fight, and there are those who died in satisfaction. But it seems there are many that have been praised as heroes against their will. If true heroes are those who have legitimately earned the title, there are a different kind. They were forced to the throne of heroes because of their fate, and they should be called Avenger, the anti-hero. They are the opposite of heroes, but they were praised as heroes regardless. Even those that hated humans and those the humans hated are summoned as guardians. But he's neither. He's not a true hero, nor a rare anti-hero. He was never compensated for his efforts, and his own life ended with betrayal. But he never hated humans. But it didn't last. Yes, he probably grew weary. I was mistaken. Heroic spirits, familiars called servants, humanity's power to control, called the guardians, they are summoned into every age to prevent humanity's extinction. But the only condition for their summoning is destruction brought on by humans. Naturally, destruction brought on by an outside factor is solved by not by human power, but by the world's restraining power. So the only thing guardian heroic spirits can see is self-destruction. They are an existence that eliminate destruction brought on by human greed. He made a contract with the world to save humans and and become a hero. After he died, he became a heroic spirit and was shown humanity's self-destruction over and over again. He is summoned as a heroic spirit to save people, but he only gets to clean up after people's wrongdoings. It did not take long for him to realize that it is meaningless and start loathing the human world. And in the end, he was betrayed by the ideal that he protected unto death.
Rin, どうした? 立ちくらみか?
Hearing the call, Tosaka Rin wakes up. She slowly looks around. This is the Foreigner's Cemetery. It's just past 7 o'clock, but there is no one here. Well, the hill with the church is always empty to start with.
ごめん、寝てた。少し疲れてるみたい。
無理もない。昨夜から不眠だったからな。体調が優れないのならば見合わすか。何も今すぐ仕掛けることはない。
いいえ、時間はかけられない。キャスターの居場所が分かったんならここで決着をつけるべきよ。
After saying so, Rin realizes that her body is warm. Her familiar Archer must have kept her warm using his cloak.
なんだ、寝てるって気がついてたんじゃないあなた。なのに起こさないなんて人が悪いわね。
何？立ったまま眠る人間にはそうお目にかかれないのでね。物珍しさでつい観察してしまった。
ますますたちが悪い。女の子の寝顔を見るなんて何様よあんた。
安心したまえ。誓ってそのような無礼はしていない。だが別のものは聞いたな。目は閉じようと思えば閉じられるが、耳はそうはいかないのでな。
そう。私何か言ってたあーちゃん。
ああ、気に食わないだの、頭にくるだの、実に物騒なささやきを数件。
なんだ、よかった。
Rin sighs with relief. The dream she saw should not be discussed. She can't have Archer know about it. She likes their relationship. To maintain it, she has to hide the fact that she knows about Archer's past.
行きましょうあーちゃん。教会なら少しは詳しいわ。あそこならどこに隠れているか見当ぐらいつく。
She brushes away Archer's cloak. Archer silently protects from behind her. Then,
ねえあーちゃん。自分のやってきたことを後悔したことってある？
she asks without turning around.
私はできれば最後までしたくない。本当に打ちのめされた時にも歯を食いしばって意地を張り続けたい。けどそれって難しいんでしょうね。きっと私が考えている以上に。
個人差があるな、その手の精神論は。できる者もいればできない者もいる。とりわけ君は前者だ。その手の人間はまず過ちなど起こさないし。
何よ、それじゃあ私が傍若無人な暴君みたいじゃない。
いい自己認識だ、リン。鮮やかな人間というものは人より眩しいものを言う。そういった手合いにはな、歯を食いしばる時などないのだ。で、試験だが、君は間違いなくその手合いだ。遠坂凛は最後まであっさりと自分の道を信じられる。
The knight in the red cloak, praises her. Rin blushes at his answer, but keeps asking without turning around.
じゃああなたは最後まで自分が正しいって信じられる？
いや、申し訳ないが、その質問は無意味だな。
どうしてよ。答えられないことじゃないでしょ、こんなの。
She sounds a bit nervous to that.
最後までという質問が無意味だ。忘れたのか、マスター。私の最後はとうの昔に終わっている。
The Knight in Red gives this reply. Interlude out. I sigh and lean against the sign. Search until the sunset, and the only thing I figured out was how useless I am. He was wrong. The wound on my left shoulder is throbbing with pain. I don't know if it opened up or if the bandage is getting loose. Either way, I can't spend too much time on the search. It'll end up like last night if I can't find a clue.
あいつどこに行ってるんだ本当。
I recall when I parted ways with her last night. It's already been a day since she told me to run to the church, since I can't fight without Saber.
ってそうだ教会。
There is a clue. I thought about it when I started the search this morning. The supervisor of the Holy Grail War. The priest of the church might know where Tosaka is.
あいつの手を借りるのは尺に触るけど襟好みしてる場合じゃない。
No, I shouldn't go see that priest regardless of my feelings. He's a priest, but Kota Minikere is not a man that should be approached. I don't want to go ask him for advice, but he's the only one I can count on right now.
一度だけだ。それなら問題ないだろう。
I convince myself and move my aching body. It's almost 7 o'clock. 20 minutes walk from the station. The church is in the suburbs, away from the noisy town. It's been 9 days since I last went up this hill. But I'm going there pretty often now, considering that I've never went there before. To be honest, I don't like the church. Maybe that building itself is a forbidden place I shouldn't approach. Fire 10 years ago? The church took care of all the orphans at the time, so it reminds me of that incident whether I like it or not. I know. I get up the hill and come out into the clearing. I get a sudden headache. Not because of the wound on my shoulder. The wound is causing me to have a fever, but it shouldn't give me such a headache. My temples are hurting. I lose myself and feel a chill as if my body is splitting in two like a shedding insect.
おかしいぞこれ。
Bear the headache and start running. Because of the hunch I've had since yesterday, the conviction that Tosaka is in Shinto, that sensation is assailing me now and causing the headache. Then something should be going on in there. Blood. There are bloodstains on the floor. Blood continues to the door at the back of the church.
違う。奥に続いてるっていうより奥から外に出たって感じだ。
I'm curious about it, but now's not the time. If there's blood, it means someone's hurt. This much too. Their life must be in danger. I feel a sharp pain in my head. Dull heaviness settles in my body. I ignore it, take out the wooden sword, and start walking quietly.
遠坂いるのか。
Use some... Come on, stealth or something. Nobody replies. The air is tense. I feel like the windows were here will break if I'm too loud. I follow the trail of blood. It's coming from in between the columns. Dark stairway that you would normally not notice.
地下へ続く階段。ここ地下室があったんだ。
This is a church, so could it be a mausoleum? I don't have enough energy to just stand here and think. Cautiously step into the darkness. I descend into the darkness. feel a faint light at the end of the stairs. Breathing quietly, I make my way down using that faint light. The narrow corridor ends, and I come out into an open space. It's a big stone room. The stairs follow the wall down to the catacombs. There's an open space at the end of the stairs, and there's a person I've been looking for, Tosaka Rin. Oh, she's just here. Tosaka confronts the enemy before her with Archer's protection. In front of her, in front of the altar, are two people. It does not even need to be said who they are. The mages in the purple robe, Castor, and her master, Kazuki. And on the altar behind them is... oh, still going. Saber, who is looking down and panting painfully. It's been all day. My heart jumps. My pulse is beating faster than normal. The situation is obvious. Two pairs of masters and servant are confronting each other in the temple about 5 meters below me. They haven't noticed me standing above them as they're too absorbed. Tosaka and Castor are looking for an opening to strike. It would be suicidal for them to look up in a situation like this. My heart beats even faster. My head pounds and my shoulder aches as if seared by a hot iron. I can't keep my presence hidden forever in this state. Castor or Kazuki will notice me if they happen to look up just a bit. Okay, so my options are I'll go out, I can give Tosaka an opening now, or not yet, I can't act so recklessly. The wording of this is pushing me towards the I can't act so recklessly, as it kind of condemns the first option. And I don't know. I kind of want to see what they're doing before I do anything else. Like I just want to hear whatever conversation this is or whatever. Not yet. I can't act so recklessly. This is kind of a coin flip, honestly, though. I breathe quietly. I push my body against the wall and watch while keeping myself hidden. Still too early. I'll be reckless to charge in when I don't understand the situation yet. More than anything, I don't have much power. Strengthened wooden sword is my only weapon. It's foolish to confront Castor without a plan. No, that's wrong. I do have another weapon.
バカな。それこそ何を考えている。
Can't use projection. My body became numb after I used it once. Archer told me that I'll end up worse if I do it again. Using magic beyond your capabilities can destroy you. If I use projection magic in this state, it'll be natural for me to die on the spot.
機会は必ず来る。今は。
Bide my time and wait for my chance.
そう。なら綺麗は殺したわけ。
Good. Her voice only holds murderous intent. Tosaka is glaring at the enemy with a coldness never seen before.
始末したわ。素直に聖杯を差し出す人間でもなさそうでしたからね。後々になって邪魔をされても困るもん。
Honestly, he might have just given it to you. He seemed to be kind of into that. In contrast, Castor is calm and composed. The magus in purple cheerfully admits the murder of the priest. A gritting sound echoes through the temple. He was more like a devil and a saint to me, but that priest was a fellow apprentice to Tosaka. He was killed. Even though he was involved and might have been prepared for it, it is not something she can take in readily.
そう。それは結構。綺麗もそれぐらいは覚悟していたでしょう。けどキャスター、一つ聞くけど、あいつの死体は確認した？
Am I mistaken, or has she suppressed all her anger? Tosaka seems like she's not angry at all. Castor evades Tosaka's question.
何を言い出すかと思えば、そのようなことあなたには関係ないでしょ。
ええ、全くないわ。けど他人事でもない。あいつが本当に死んだんなら安心できるから確認しただけよ。
それはどういう意味かしら、お嬢さん。
Oh, just so.
言葉通りの意味よ、キャスター。あいつがそう簡単に死ぬ玉かっての。もしはっきりと死体を確認してい
Oh,
る
don't
ん
say
じ
shit like that.
まず間違いなく生きているって思っただけ。使えないわね、あなたも。どうせ綺麗を襲うならしっかりきっかり息の根を止めておけっていうのよ。まあいいわ、やることもできたし早めに済ませましょう、キャスター。今回は人質もいないし気持ちよく戦えるわ。
Well, looks like a good thing that I didn't get involved. A signal to start. Tosaka or Caster. Either one of them takes a step forward, this temple will be filled with magic.
大きく出たわね。あなた、この状況で私たちに勝てるつもりなのかしら。
やりようによってはね。幸いセイバーの制御もまだのようだし条件は同じでしょ。それに久月先生のことも分かってる。セイバーは面食らってたけど事前に知っていれば私のアーチャーの敵じゃないわ。
Tosaka points to Archer while staring at Caster.
聞いての通りよ、アーチャー。キャスターの相手は私がする。下手に近づくとあんたまで契約破りを食らいかねないから。
私の相手はあの男か。それは構わないが、魔術師ではキャスターにはかなわないと分かっているのか、リム。
安心して勝ち目もないことは言い出さないわ。キャスターは必ずここで倒す。そうすればセイバーだって元に戻ってシロと契約をし直せるでしょ。
What? Oh, Reen. Tosaka tenses for action. I feel pressure as if she's a tiger about to attack its prey. As if to stop her.
理想論だな。彼女をここで倒すというのは難しい。逃げるだけならば彼女は当代一だ。何しろ逃亡のために実の弟すら八つ咲きにする女だからな。
Archer steps in between Tosaka and Caster.
アーチャー、ちょっと何のつもりよ。
He does not answer Tosaka. The Knight in Red silently confronts Caster. I think I saw something like this before.
実の弟すら八つ咲きにしたですって。
He was talking metaphorically. It was not an accusation.
知ったような口を聞くのね、アーチャー。あなたには私の
Or it was. All right. That's...
竜の葉をよりしろとした人型はコルキス王の魔術と聞く。その娘王女メディアは希代の魔女と謳われたそうだが、
The air freezes. Caster's composure disappears, and enmity, like fire, is directed at Archer. I don't really know about anything about Medea.
そうならこの場はどちらが優勢かわかるでしょ。
Archer does not answer. His expression is like stone, as if accepting everything that is happening.
抵抗は無駄よ、アーチャー。あなたが何者だろうとセイバーを取り戻すことはできない。今はまだ私に逆らう意志が残ってるけど、それもあと一日持つかどうか。 それに霊樹さえ使ってしまえば今すぐにだって私の人形にしてしまえるわ。
Barely stopped myself from moving. Not yet. Even if that's true, now's not the time. If I want to save Saber, I can't jump out now.
たとえ霊樹を使われてもセイバーなら耐えられるわ。それが1分か2分かは知らない。けどそれだけあれば十分にあなたを仕留められるんじゃない？
Yes, you are right. You look like you have some plan. But Archer, do you really think so? Do you think you can defeat me here, like the girl thinks? That's uncomfortable at the lack of voice here. Caster and Tozaka are glaring at each other, standing in between them.
不可能だな。ここでお前を切り伏せようが、せいぜいその半身を立つ程度。その後に待つのは、セイバーとキャスターを同時に敵に回すという劣勢だけだろう。
Archer does not meet his master's expectations.
アーチャー、それは。
分かっているはずだ、リン。さすがにそうなっては勝ち目がない。セイバーは不完全なマスターのために能力を制限されていた。その縛りがなくなった以上、彼女は最強のサーバントだ。太刀打ちできるのはバーサーカーのみだろうよ。
He speaks plainly. Sokka stares at Archer in astonishment, and even Caster is bewildered by this sensible enemy. But it's different for me. I've experienced something like this before.
まさかあいつ。
I get a bad feeling. Back at Ryoto Temple, when Caster proposed that he join her, what did he say back to her when he refused?
やめろ。
I murmur without realizing. Don't do it. It's not because the situation will get worse. You're Tozaka's partner, so don't do it. If you do such a thing, I don't know what kind of an expression she'll make. Archer steps forward. He is empty-handed as usual. He steps forward without enmity or intent to kill.
恨むなよ、小僧。こうなっては、こうする以外に道はなかろう。
He looks and smiles at me as if he knew I was what all the time.
さて、キャスター。一つ尋ねる。
Oh, that's fucked up, dude. Look at his eyebrows. His eyebrows have turned evil.
アーチャー、あんた。
Caster laughs out loud while Archer stands tall before her. Tozaka takes this with an expression that I've never seen her wear. She does not look away. She should break down at a time like this, but she keeps a straight face and endures it, gritting her teeth.
当然よ。一人と言わず、すべてのサーバントを扱えるだけの貯蔵はあるわ。私の魔力がどこから補充されているかは知っているでしょ。
Magical energy that allows her to maintain 7 servants. It is the lives of the people in this town. Oh, fuck.
ならば話は早い。以前の話、受けることにするよ、キャスター。
He holds out his hands to Caster in spite of that. I feel like I'll go crazy. I can't forgive him for betraying Tozaka and for approving of Caster, joining Caster's side. A hero, for this hero, who embodies Emiya Shiro's ideals, to do such a thing.
あの時は断ったの？随分と腰が軽いのね、あなたは。
状況が変わった。セイバーがそちらに着いたのなら、 今回の聖杯戦争の勝機はお前にある。勝てる方につくのは当然の行為だろう。
Archer walks towards Castor defenseless. That means he's abandoning Tosaka. Tosaka does not stop him and stares at her enemy. I know that figure. The red classroom. She tried to hide her trembling legs and act like the same old Tosaka-rin, even with the collapsed students in front of her. That's her strength and weakness. She tries to act firm in any situation, so everybody around her gets the wrong idea that she's a strong person.
さあ、契約破りを使ってくれ。リンにはまだ霊樹が残っているからな。早くしなければお前に襲いかかってしまうぞ。
His tone doesn't change. He betrayed Tosaka in front of her. He's still acting normally. She must be on guard against such a guy. Castor takes out the distorted dagger, but she does not pierce Archer with it.
どうした？労せずして忠実な部下が手に入るのだ。何をためらう必要がある？
どうかしら。私は裏切り者を信用しない。あなたの言葉が正しいのなら、コマはセイバーだけでいいのではなくて？
裏切り者を信用しないか。確かに私はお前をも裏切るかもしれん。私は私のためにお前に下るのだからな。お前を主と認めたわけではない。だが
霊樹とは裏切り者を罰するためにあるでしょう。いいわ。あなた一人を御し得ないようでは私の器も知れるというもの。もとよりあなたの宝具には興味があったことだし、思惑にはまってあげましょう。
Castor raises her arm. The dagger to eliminate the contract pierces Archer's chest. Tosaka makes a pained face. It must be the reaction of having her contract broken by force. But this isn't the time to be hesitating. This has become the worst possible situation. Tosaka watches Castor and slowly retreats. Tosaka's calm. She knows it'd be no good to fight them now. If she wants to keep on fighting, she has to retreat for the moment. There are 6 meters between Tosaka and the stairs. Is it possible for her to run that distance safely? Impossible. It's a parent watching the scene from above. Kazuki, who has been silent up to now, is on guard against Tosaka. If she turns and runs full speed, would she be able to reach the stairs and get to the exit before Kazuki catches up to her? Tosaka sighs while looking at them. Her face. That's impossible. Seems to say so. She'll die. She'll be killed. If I try to help her, I will also die. The area below me is a land of death. There is a master called Kazuki along with 2 enemy servants. There's no way I'd get out of there alive. My throat is dry. My fingers are tense from nervousness. 0 or 1. Even before I can think. Tosaka moves. She starts for the stairs without any warning. Behind her, a tall, lean figure catches up to her so quickly that Tosaka appears to be standing still. Kazuki's fist should hit her in the back of the head. He was able to hurt Saber through her armor. Should be easy for him to break a human skull. I can't save her. I can't save her by myself. I can't save her with this wooden sword. I'll die if I go out. 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 I'll die if I go out.